Kind of color coordinated, aren't we, Tails, huh? Anyways. Hello guys, what is up? I am the Echidna121 and welcome to episode 5 of my playthrough of Sonic Adventure 3 for the Game Boy Advance. Last time, we finished things up at Sunset Hill Zone, which I accidentally called Sun Hill Zone last time. Apologies for that. And we cleared out the second Chaos Emerald and the boss. In this episode, we're now in Ocean Bay Zone. Well, was honestly one of my least favorite zones, but honestly, I appreciated it more that I played it. Today, we're going to be going through the first 2 acts, and of course, getting all the Chao in those 2 acts. If you guys are hyped for more Sonic Adventure 3, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more content if you're new, and ring that bell to go notified anytime I load on the channel. The last episode on the card on the top right. Anyways, I'm playing as Knuckles and Tails, which, in my opinion, probably the strongest combination when it comes to finding Chao. Why you say that? Why say that? Well, Knuckles' mobility with Tails is kind of strong, to say the least. Right here, you might notice when I do the double jump, he actually does an extra jump before he glides and clings to a wall, which you can climb up and down by pressing the up and down button. Right here as well, if I press the attack button, he does some sort of aerial attack with his claws. Pretty cool. Just one of the perks of having Knuckles and Tails. And as I said before, with Tails' partner action, it just makes, well, going around the level a lot easier. Right here, we have a new mechanic. We have oil slick going down the ocean base. By mashing the A button, we can maintain height in the oil slick, and it allows us to gain momentum. We're on a lower place, so we can just mash the A button, and boom, up we are. Anyways, without further ado, let's head into our first act. And right here on the stage right now, instead of 3 Chao, which we have seen so far per act, there are now 4 Chao in this particular act, which I'll be showcasing their locations today. Right out the gate, though, we have a new mechanic. These barrels, you might notice there's a black box in the middle. If I jump in it, there's a light that comes up. And later on, you can see right there, the barrel now just pops out spikes. If you stand on that barrel for too long, well, spikes will appear, and I'm pretty sure you don't want that. There are some normal barrels that don't have that light flashing, so not all barrels have the same properties as a heads up. They do, however, crush you, so don't go under or over those if you're about to get crushed in between a ceiling or a wall. And right here, I'm going to be using Knuckles' action right here of being able to climb walls to access our first Chao. The funny thing is that I thought this was actually going backwards in the level, but it turns out this was the way they would tell you to go. Although we're not actually going to go there just yet. Or ever, actually, now I think about it. Now we're just gonna go backwards down the level, because there's our second Chao. I think you can put 2 Chao somewhat close together. The funny thing is that I go down this ramp, back to square one. Right there, you notice that with the trick of the spin dash jump right there, I have to be very careful with the aim. Otherwise, I will be accidentally jumping instead. Here we got some platforms you might recognize from some other Sonic games. Right here, our third Chao. Now, as I go through this act, I will point this out right now. I will agree with Clement J64 in saying this. The music, part of the music in Ocean Base is kind of forgettable. However, that only applies for Act 1 in my opinion. I will dare say that Acts 2 and 3 bring life to the Act 1 music, in my opinion. And we got another button that allows us to get some platforms right here. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the buttons being able to bring out platforms, because honestly I find that a little bit weird for a Sonic game. It kind of reminds you of like what you would see in a Mario game, more so. But hey, I have no problems with it. It's just definitely a weird thing in a Sonic game that you wouldn't expect. Right here we got some octopus enemies that spill ink that also hurt you, so I want to be careful of that. And right here I'm just going to use Tails' action to jump up here and fall down here, because there's our 4th and final Chao of this particular act. As I said before, Ocean Bakes breaks the mold in terms of where the Chaos are located, because this time we now have 4 Chao located in the first act, and actually 4 Chao located in the second act, as I'll be showcasing later. Also, yeah, 2 minutes 49 seconds till a gold medal, right? Pretty cool. Right here we have some sort of cannon which we can get launched on. We just jump in and woof. Right here it is the capsule mini game. The requirement is 10 points if not mistaken. And right here we also have second act. Now, the one funny thing about Act 1, as you saw before, you might notice that throughout that act, we didn't see a single form of a water section. That's because Act 1 has the weird case of no water, despite being a water level. Weird. Anyways, on to Act 2, boys. And right here, 74, this is where the music really ramps up, in my opinion. And that's our first child right out the gate. Once we had the invisibility music to kind of ruin the music I was talking about, but hey, here's a question mark ring box. You want to get more rings. That first Chao was at the end of that water section down there, and up here is our second Chao. No, the Chao was not located inside the enemy, it was actually just hiding behind the enemy. Now, I actually kept quiet for a good reason. If you're wearing headphones or earphones or not, you might realize that this music actually plays a little bit different. Ocean Base Act 2 and Act 3 have the weird property, in my opinion, that if you listen to the music, whether with earphones and then without earphones, they both sound like two completely different, well, tunes, in my opinion. It's weird. It's just a thing I noticed with this particular music in particular, the music. I can't really find the correct words to say it, but yeah, it just feels weird. Currently, without the earphones, it does allow the bass line to fade away, and it does make the track, in my opinion, well, sound a lot different. Right here, if I partner with Tails, you can see I actually swim with Knuckles, as I portrayed right there. I actually wanted to stay in the water to show that. Kind of cool. Right here, we got some more cannons right here with very jerkishly placed enemies. And right here, this particular bumper, I don't like. It actually is kind of a roulette to whether you actually get hit by that particular enemy. And that bumper right there, also a bad one. That enemy is a very bad enemy location, which the bumper just tends you into the enemy, which, yeah, I'll admit, is kind of bullcrap. Right here, I'm actually gonna tease this a little bit. There we go, using Knuckles' action. But yeah, even those who are not wearing earphones, you already notice that the bass line of this particular tune is not there. So it kind of makes the tune sound a little bit different as compared to if the track actually had the bass line. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just one thing I noticed with this particular tune, which I kind of like. I don't care if the bass line is there or not, I like it either way. Right here, I'm going to skip a few platforms I don't want to deal with the Tails' action. Here, I'm gonna jump up here and showcase that. Oh, shoot! Well, could have been way worse. Also, I just realized. Yeah, just remembered. And right here, I can showcase that. Hello, there's our fourth and final Chao of this act. Funny thing as well is that Ocean Base has the distinguishable property of having no map Chao available. It's the only zone in this game that does not have a map Chao. Right here, I'm going to be using more of Tails actually to power through my way through this level. And right here, I can easily showcase the difference between the two barrels. One with a light, one without a light. One shows spikes, the other one doesn't. Got some oil slick heading down to an oil ramp. Right here, you can see that, well, sometimes we lose momentum on the bottom, but that's okay. And there we go. I probably will get the gold medal off screen. I did take a bit of time with this ad because of the last Chao giving me a bit of problems, but oh well. And you know what, since I'm here, I might as well also showcase the defeat all enemies minigame for Ocean Base. This is one of my favorites because there are two ways you can tackle this. Either go forward and like not what normal people would, or go backwards in the stage and make your life a lot easier for yourself by going from the top area of the level to the bottom area. Alright, again, we already have 4 enemies down within 45 seconds. Now these shark enemies, I'll miss something. Attack them from the bottom or behind them. Do not attack them from the top. Because more often than not, as I've seen, they actually kind of have weird hitboxes in my opinion. But yeah, either way, you take, you still can get through the 8 enemies. In my opinion, going the way behind you is a lot easier because you go from the top of the level to the bottom of the level, making life a lot easier for you in terms of clearing out those enemies. And right here is Knuckles' idle animation. When you're playing as Knuckles, he just does some push-ups. And as he does some push-ups, it's time for us. You gotta go fast. Our first act, Ocean Base Act 1, as he's saying Sonic Tails once again. As I said before, Sonic Tails is a primo combination when it comes to speed running easily because of Tails' partner action, allowing you to break certain parts of the level. As you'll see here, actually, Ocean Base Act 1 is where I abuse this Tails partner action to the max, as you'll see. I probably use it about like more than 10 times. Also, Base Act 1, honestly, I'm going to deal with any of the slow-moving platforms like this one or the barrels, so I try to avoid them as much as possible. Instead, I'm just mashing A through the oil slicks and skipping lots of the level by using Tails' action. Right here, I use the same path as I did the previous during the actual story run of the game. Right here, I use the partner action once again to skip a lot of the level. Again, I'm being repetitive once again, but Tails' partner action pretty much breaks through a lot of this level in particular. I think I probably can count up things 7 or 8 times. I would say I used Tails' action right here to complete the level in less than a minute, even though the requirement is less than 3.5 minutes. Yeah, again, one of those levels where I feel so you can really break with Tails' action. It's ridiculous. The other act, on the other hand, is a completely different story. I honestly don't really have a proper way of breaking this level in my opinion, but so I honestly just go with the flow and try to use Sonic and Tails again because Tails' action once again allows me to skip any slow section. That contraption, if you saw, that looked like a helicopter like platform where I hit the button, as you're actually probably going to be reaching right now. Right there, it's actually kind of slow, so I use this Tails to actually just go through that section quickly. Right here, I'm going to use the R button while in mid-air to maintain my momentum on there and also change my direction of momentum as well. As you can see right now, I was going left and then also I moved right. That's actually the beauty of the partner action with Sonic and Tails. Jump right here to land on the oil slick so I don't lose any momentum trying to go into the oil slick. And right here, jump. I don't care if you get hit or not. You just go to that section right there. It doesn't matter if you get hit or not, in my opinion. And as I said before, the cannons right here leading to very jerkishly placed enemies is kind of bad. You can see right there, I get hit. It's a roulette of whether you get hit or not right here. Questionable partner action here. I probably could have just used the platform and made my life a lot faster. And then right here, Sonic's fast speed allows me to, well, get through some of these platforms easily. And you can see right here, I skip more of the slow-moving platforms with Tails' partner action. Again, Tails' partner action breaks through levels. Remember that. I will admit something real quick. This is actually where I make a big mistake. Tails' partner action, if you go to the left, which I just did during the story of run of this act, actually kind of allows me to not need to do all this. Right here, I actually get hit by the oil slick even though I killed the enemy, which is kind of annoying. And right here, what I do proper is go to this platform, and then once I'm on the second platform, use my partner action, avoid the enemy, and then right here, I will take my time. I don't want to rush. I didn't want to rush at the time and, well, ruin my act by getting crushed by the barrel. That would have been the last thing I wanted to do. But yeah, this is one of the only 2 acts in the first 3 zones where I can say I have not been able to do it in less than a minute. Now, right again, as I revert back to the story, but you might have noticed that during that run, the top left icon was a foot, Sonic's foot, right, and an S. Well, if you have a look at this particular screen, the icon on top left is Knuckles' fist and a P. This actually relates to power. Depending on that icon, you actually get a certain buff. The S icon, as you saw earlier, allows me to, well, have that supersonic speed. It's only available if Sonic is a partner character or a main character. Power is only the power icon is only available either if you play as Knuckles, or wait, only if you have Knuckles on the team, if I'm not mistaken. It's only available on that. Anything else will have another icon, which we'll see later in the game. Anyways, with all of that explained, I'll admit that was kind of a long explanation. That is it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed another episode of Sonic Adventure Stream, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more content if you're new, and you're ringing the bell to get notified anytime I upload previous uploads on screen right now. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. But remember, the adrenaline rush is real. This is the Echidna signing out, and I'll catch you guys in episode 6 of my playthrough of Sonic Adventure 3. Peace.